righty. All righty. And of course, Bat 13 was the first up, followed by 805 BBQ Junkie. And of course, my man Spike, Drunken Chef. It is good to see you. Great afternoon to you too, my friend. Let me just do a little bit of checking up over on Facebook. All righty. So, how is everyone tonight? My man Judge Webb is in the house. Alan Stan, it is good to see you, brother. Paul Sanders, good to see you. That is Tall Paul. There he goes. Tall Paul is in the house. And I'm guessing Australia. Good day. G Day. We have a quick 30 in if you want to say how do. And there is my man Scotty's Backyard BBQ. 30 years in the barbecue business. Mr. Reed's Pit Barbecue, it is good to see you. Wendy, always good to see you. I hope the video is good. And there is Maddie and Kiki. I'm guessing that is Maddie in the house. And it is always good to see either or. I appreciate them stopping in. I know it's Maddie. No one else does, though. Of course, I'm guessing it's Maddie, and I think that's a pretty good guess. And we got my man James Bearden checking in. James, I appreciate that. And we got 30 people watching across the intertwine net, Facebook and YouTube. So let me hear what is everybody cooking, what is happening. Let's hear it. And there is my man. I don't mind me. I got my glasses on, which makes it almost tougher for me to see. I believe that is Rob checking in. M and K getting some pleasantries in. And Timmy says he is doing up some chicken. And those that follow me along here, I did purchase an Android phone today. I know there are some that has followed my iPhone to Android quandaries over the past year with the Mac, and hit the thumbs up. That is from Wendy. I appreciate that. We got some thighs coming in from Kevin, grilled thighs on the kettle using the Vortex. I follow I'm sure probably no one else does here, but I follow a Abraham Hicks. If anyone has heard of Abraham Hicks, I will send you a show sticker. But I follow her, and she talks about the vortex, although it is a different vortex. Got some chicken leg quarters from Jay with some rice and beans. I lived on when I was in the restaurant business back in the day. The dishwashers and the prep guys, they were Dominican, I do believe, and they would whip up some rice and beans every day. Every day. And there is Andy with a steak fajitas. And there is my man, JB needs some more Cabana time. You guys heard the story last week in from Las Vegas last month, and I was actually spotted in the wild where somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, ain't you that guy from YouTube with the barbecue channel?" That was a pretty good of course, my wife was there and CJ and Josh and Babe and the Bitchy Baker and a couple other people. So that was a nice little high point for the gallery BBQ. And for those that didn't believe the story, there is my spotter up on the screen, JB. There you go. I appreciate that. And my man Scotty's got some Alfredo going. I just watched, I think it was actually me and Scotty were going back and forth with Daddy Jack. I did watch an Alfredo cooked by Daddy Jack today. You know, fettuccine Alfredo was probably, I'd probably say the biggest dish in the 70s. Fettuccine Alfredo was a huge restaurant purchase in the 70s. And Judge Webb says, D Chef. Wendy says she had a brisket lasagna. We got 42 people watching. If you guys smash that thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Little steak here in Alabama, Texas style chicken from JB. Got some smoked chicken breasts happening. We got a peach milkshake from Wendy. We got some drunken noodles on the Halo 4B for dinner by Paul. There you go. And here's the little Halo shirt is happening. Paul's rocking that Halo. And how do you like that Halo, man? That is a killer griddle for sure. I actually have a let me get it up on the screen. Give me a second to pull this up. As Scotta Kenton enters the room. I actually have hold on, a Halo pellet grill coming to the channel. I'm real excited about that. This is battery operated the whole way. Um, Forward to that for sure. Red beans and rice. You know, the one thing about that Halo, I mean, they're trying a bunch of new stuff. They're not just putting out the same old. They're trying some new stuff. You know what? Some of it might work. Some of it may appear back next year on next year's products, and some may fall by the wayside. But because some of it works, some of it doesn't work. The exciting thing about them is that they're trying new stuff, they're not putting out the same pellet grills and the same griddles every other company puts out year after year. So they're trying to advance it a little bit. And like I said, some's gonna work, some's not gonna work, but it is definitely appreciated. That is for sure. And we got an Indiana in the house, Walter checking in. Appreciate you popping in. And of course, Kimmy over there from Georgia. I lived in Georgia for 3 years, Kimmy. Actually worked for a meat, company who did, door to door. You might have heard of, like, Premium Meat and Seafood or Country Fed Meats. I lived in Smyrna for 3 years. Great, a lot of fun there, a lot of fun. Muffin pan chicken thighs, you can't beat that. And Timmy is going with the good old hamburgers. Well, you definitely can't beat that, man. I've never cooked a hamburger that I really didn't like. And, Andy, another Halo 4 beer checking in. That's cool. We got a couple Halo people in the crowd tonight on that Halo 4B Halo t-shirt. I love the griddle with the zone cooking, man. It's all about the zone cooking, and it's a shame that heat that it gets too hot was blown a little bit out of proportion. Probably scared some people off, and it was just, it's just really not true, in my opinion. Any product, new product takes getting used to. If you would've got a Masterbuilt 1050 back in the day when it was released, it's a whole new product. You gotta learn how to work it. Yeah, it gets up to 700, 750 degrees, but you know what? We're all, grown-ups and, we learn how to work things. Love the videos and make it work. We need to see you on Food Network soon, yeah. Food Network, I don't even think they have cooking shows anymore. How do you make drunken noodles? That goes to somebody else posted that. Canadian, what you got for a good smoke under 900 Canadian. I'm not sure how much 900 Canadian is, but there's not too much better than a Masterbuilt 1050 as far as a smoker. If you don't wanna go, Masterbuilt, then you're gonna be looking at a pellet grill. I am getting that pellet grill. It'll be here Wednesday or Thursday, and I'm really looking forward to it because, again, like I was saying, they're trying they're trying different things, man. They're not just putting out the same old, so I'm interested to see how it, lays down the smoke. So I never heard of a Pit Boss 700, Tim. Is that a, pellet grill? Juice that up here. Pit Boss 700. Okay, I see a Z-Grill 700. I don't see a Pit Boss 700 unless I'm just jumping in the middle of the conversation. And we got an Alabama in the house is, Pam. How you doing, Pam? It's good to see you popping in here. Let me just close out some of these windows and hop on over to Facebook and see what is happening over there. And that is, on my gallery page. We got Pam over there. We got Timmy over there. Sean Yadley could smoke under 100. And how do you make drunken noodles? So those are all coming up on the, stream yard. And Wendy says, "Bad, yes, he's getting the Halo pellet grill." That is correct. And there's my man, Fast Frank, my buddy, my coon buddy, popping in. Good to see you, my friend. And of course, we've got Chuck popping in. And my man Scotty says, "Pit Boss Classic, 7-inch wood fire pellet grill smoker, smoke base roast, blah, 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 blah." Never heard of a Pit Boss Classic 700. And there is Mr. Cast Iron. There's Fast Frank. Love the black and prime rib. There is Mr. Cast Iron checking in. I appreciate you popping in. And Fast Frank loved the black and prime rib. You loved it, but many other people didn't, as that video kind of flopped. I do have I put out an onion. You guys probably saw it, an onion smash burger video a couple days ago, and it is still getting good views. My cat aims to give up on me. It's still getting about 50 views an hour, which is pretty good. It should close out today, October through today, which is definitely good. And my cat is stay hot. I don't know if Maddie or Kiki is still around, but they will always looking to see the Scottish kitten, and there you go. She'll probably jump back over. She's in one of those rooms. Leftover extreme. I guess that is what, my man Fast Frank is making. Over to Blacken, who knows? Who knows? That's we were talking about the, fettuccine, being a big '70s, dish, and that goes for the Blackened too. Blackened, blackened, fish was a big blackened thing. But the blackened stuff in the '70s was getting was pretty was pretty popular. Again, along with your chicken marcellas and fettuccines and shrimp scampi's and stuff like that. The burger bomb was killer, man, killer. It's hard to say, what some of the best things that I have made lately, but the griddle puts out some amazing food, man. Amazing food. Not just because it's a Halo griddle, that has nothing, it's just griddle cooking. You can get a lot more flavors happening on a griddle, in my opinion. The griddle, remember, the griddle is just an extension of the saute pan, right? Um, the main instrument used in most restaurant houses is gonna be the saute pan. It's not a lot of them don't have a griddle in restaurants because they can't afford the real estate. If a griddle takes up, 36 or 40 inches, so they can't afford that real estate. So they have a stove with, 20 burners, and that usually works as their griddle. That's really the same thing when you break it down. If you got a house that does a lot of breakfast and stuff, they're gonna have a griddle. My mom's place had a griddle. Come on, and we got 40 people checking in. We're already 20 minutes going. What's happening, my friend? You guys still go live? I don't think you guys still go live, do you? I know you guys were going live, George, but I don't think yous are anymore. Let me know. Scotty did up a great picanha, pots and pans. I use first of all, they don't make pots and pans like they used to. I bought an Emerald set. I say that because I'm sure Emerald's pots and pans ain't as good as the one that I bought. I bought Emerald's pots and pans when they first came out. This is the first set. When Emerald released its first set of pots and pans, I mean, we're probably talking 15 years ago. I still have them. I don't think that will probably, everybody's cutting, cutting corners now and raising prices on everything. My wife picked me up from the Wawa, which is a 7-Eleven, basically a bag of pretzels so I can have them with a slice of pizza for dinner, and the bag of pretzels, and we're talking the little bag with maybe, 40, 50 little pieces of pretzels and whatever, and it was 2.50. I mean, that thing used to cost, I swear, it used to cost about 60 cents, 2 years ago. Um, so Kitty is jealous of Molly, wants some airtime. Yeah, she's getting plenty of airtime. She gets like this, and she's all over me. I could say her, but she's right there, right there. Oh, okay. So you do still go live. I wonder why I never see the show. Now, usually when I hang up over here, when I'm done over here, I usually turn my computer off, but do you guys replay the show? 'Cause I never see it the next day. So I'm up at 3 o'clock, 3:30, maybe 4 in the morning, and I look around on YouTube to see, what happened the night before, and I never see the show. I'm guessing you guys may not replay it. They come on after you're done, okay. Your cat is taking your show away, I know, right? And M and K, Maddie and Kiki are missing it. Maybe in the kitchen or on the grill. Kitchen, I use Ninja cookware. Ninja, I'm sure Ninja puts out a good product. Um, I don't know if any pots and pans are gonna last like they used to. I go to, I don't know if you have like a JB, if you have a Costco, near you. Costco sells quality stuff, so I would check Costco if you're in the market. I got some stuff in the garage. That company gave me some good stuff. I just never used it because again, my, my emerald stuff is still kicking it, still kicking it. And there is Sal from Vegas. How's that heat out there in Vegas, Sal? I was there 3 weeks ago or so, maybe a month ago. It was 113. It was the driest heat I've ever felt in my life. We were walking down the strip, and I felt like I was walking on the outskirts of a burning building. It was blowing in my face, the wind was steady in my face, and it was like fire wind. It was like, I think I use cast iron quite a bit with carbon steel, curious, man. I never heard of made in. Are you talking, is it made in pans? Check your spelling. I know what pan you're asking. MD Ramzan Ali M. How are you? And how are you, my friend? It is good to see you here. There is my man Kevin, made in pans. Is that made in pans or is that misspelled? Any chance for a good meatloaf dish for the future? Everyone thinks they need boring ketchup. Scotty will pop something up, and we got a Facebooker. What is up, Tommy? Let me see if I can pop over there and see who that is. Bear with me here for a sec. And I see Pat Gordon on Facebook saying, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." And there is William Roush is saying, "Any chance of links for a good meatloaf dish?" That is from William Roush. And let me pop over one more spot, and that is my man George Parks. Hi everyone, and my man Archie Spears. Been a long bit, My man Kenneth Cunningham checking in. Yo yo yo, and that is Archie Spears. What up, Tommy? There you go. And that is Pat with the oh yeah, oh yeah. Since I went back to work, I only go live for an hour, then sleeper barbecue takes over. Okay, gotcha. Like doing cookware, 25 years strong. I'll tell you, if you got a restaurant, I don't even know how restaurant equipment is anymore, but I'll tell you the saute pans all over the place, man. Those things took a beating, and I don't think they make them like that anymore. Last Sunday, Death Valley, 120 in the shade. Brand Maiden. I've never heard of them. And we got Bangladesh is in the house. I am from Bangladesh. That's pretty cool, man. So you were watching all the way from Bangladesh. It was a big concert back in the day. Who played that concert in Bangladesh? chime it in before I Google it. Rock concert. I'm talking back in the 70s or the 80s. Try that again. For some reason, my keyboard's not working. All right, here we go. Rock concert. Somebody probably already posted it. Let's see if I can find it. Keyboard's not working. I posted it. George Harrison. I'm not sure if it was George Harrison. Red enchilada sauce, made in stainless steel collection product here in the U.S. and France. George Harrison. I don't think it was George Harrison. Big rock concert in Bangladesh in the 70s or early 80s. The concert for Bangladesh. Okay, you're right. It was George Harrison. I didn't pick up on the George Harrison part because I probably only remember the name of the concert, which was Bangladesh. It's a huge day. And what year? See how old I am. 71. So I was 62, 72, 9. I was 9 years old. I don't remember when it happened. I probably bought the CDs as I got older. Invested in food, warmer goods. So, well, there you go, man. Good for you, man. People ask me all the time, why don't you open up a restaurant or a food truck? Or I know there's some YouTubers that sell ribs and stuff out of the house, this, that, and the other. And quite frankly, man, I'm tired, man. I don't want to work that hard. And you covering or paying the money to keep garbling your food every once in a while. I know. I mean, I was messing with the cat right here. Let me know if it clears up. I'll move it a little closer to me. Let me know on that. Is anybody else getting that? Look, quite frankly, I mean, unless somebody answered this already for a 200, 250 budget, I would get used. Hold on, I see my mic followed me, and now she's not going to come back to me. Yeah, I would look used on that, man. Facebook Marketplace has a lot of good deals. Scotty says tip off Lexington. There you go. Cat's in front of it. How did it? Excuse me. Did it clear up? The cat's down here now, but she was banging into the mic. Let me know if it has cleared up. If it has been moved. Let me know. I'm not sure. Try the last pan fry. I'm not sure. I see your name, Five Spotted Badass, but I'm not sure who you are. Did you have another name on Facebook or something that I would know who you are? Tried the last pan fried steak. It was off the chain. Appreciate that. That's Frank was a senior in high school. Was that a senior in high school in 71? Much better now on that mic. Okay. Check Walmart. Scotty will love to hear that. Much better now on the mic. Okay. The kid was wrecking havoc. Sound a bit better now. There's Scotty with his pit boss Lexington. He swears on that sucker. Where would I North Eats in Asbury Park. I go to Asbury quite often. You're not from around here, are you, Kevin? I don't think so. But I would never have a food truck. I would open up a restaurant before I worked in a food truck. I would open a restaurant. The problem, and I think I was just talking to Scotty about it before, the problem with restaurants nowadays is there's corporate houses that just kick mom and pop restaurants behind because the corporate house has, big money behind them, where the mom and pop restaurant doesn't. So, during COVID, how many mom and pop restaurants closed, but your TGI Fridays or whatever the corporate houses, did not, because they got a lot of money. It's a write-off to them. So the mom and pop restaurants close, and what happens? A corporate restaurant buys the building and opens another Outback Steakhouse. 70 in November, no kidding. Look at you, man. Kicking ass, taking names. Have a good night, my friend. I appreciate you popping in. That is MD. I will call you MD. It seems to be a famous name in that area, MD. I'm not sure what it stands for. I do appreciate you popping in, and you take care of yourself, and we hope to see you on the commenting on the videos or popping in here next Sunday night. I am on live with I will be. I'm not sure I got anything, but I do the Stone Pony a lot. Yeah, I was at the Stone Pony probably about 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. JB says I'm starting to sell from home here in Oklahoma. They just changed the cottage laws to make it easier. There you go. The, Stone Pony, man, it is hard to beat that for, nostalgic and just if those walls could talk, and, from Clarence to Bruce and Bon Jovi and all these other Aretha Franklin, I mean, sure anybody who was anybody, probably wanted to or played the Stone Pony back in the day. I appreciate that, ma'am. I have spent many days standing behind the stove. Again, I was talking to, Scotty, I don't know if he's still in here, but, we were talking about Daddy Jack. I don't know if anybody knows Daddy Jack from, YouTube. He's passed away now, but, that is exactly if you watch the Daddy Jack's YouTube channel, that is exactly how I learned how to cook, and that is working under a chef who's, demanding, because all chefs are demanding. Um, but that's how I learned, and I was telling Scotty, "You could probably drop me off in that kitchen and give me 1 day just to get my bearings set, and I would pick up right where I left off." Cooking that is right, Daddy Jack Chaplin. Cooking is, um and his style is the way my style is. There's a YouTuber, a very, known YouTuber, he gets a lot of views. He made a chicken marsala with heavy cream in it. I mean, look, recipes are recipes. They're open to anyone's interpretation, but I'm not sure a chicken marsala, needs any heavy cream in it. That is just so far away from the, classic, chicken marsala dish to put heavy cream in it. I don't really get that. I don't know if that holds the sauce together so it doesn't break. Maybe that's a little trick or something, but, no chicken marsala of mine ever had any cream in it, that I can tell you. But anyway, Daddy Jack, that's the kitchen, man, could have at any g I would have, maybe 30, 40 dupes in front of me, and I could be working 15 saute pans on the stove, and these stoves are all ripping, man. That's why with the, Halo griddle, it gets too hot. When you work in a kitchen, there's no low on these stoves. If you ever watch, like, Daddy Jack or maybe some other kitchen shows on YouTube, these stoves don't really go low. I mean, you light the burner, and the burner bigger than a kitchen. It's flying up in the air 6 inches, and you put your saute pan on it. But I would have, 4 chicken marcellas, 3, shrimp scampis, a fried Diablo, I mean, I can't even remember all the dishes and soups and the waitresses coming in, and it is high-paced action where you would pump out 100 dinners in, 20 minutes. Um, and it just keeps going. It's just never ending. If you're in a busy restaurant, it is hard work, man, and very underpaid. Now the chef is gonna make good money, but the chef does the less work. The chef's gonna do menus, and he's gonna take all the bowing, and he's gonna, maybe he'll make some of the stocks and stuff like that. But when it comes time to serve dinner, I mean, the chef, he's usually not to be found. Usually the line workers do all the heavy lifting. And believe it or not, like even like the prep boys, the dishwashers, they're in there, getting it done by the executive chef, sipping wine upstairs. Um, but the restaurant business is tough business. Working in the Working in the kitchen, though, is fun, because everything is right there for you. So, when I was active in the kitchen, I could make anything I wanted to make because I have every ingredient at at my fingertips. I mean, from fresh herbs to, stocks, seafood stocks and shrimps, just like everything, all kinds of seafood and, all kinds of meats. We would get a veal, uh, leg in that had to have weighed 80 pounds. I mean, I don't even know if they I don't even think restaurants get that anymore. But that's how we used to get it in. I remember that you used to carry them on your thing, and the leg would be, like this, and from there, you'd get your scallopini, you'd get your you would the chef would break that down and get all the cuts from the shanks and everything for one big leg. Veal, as I'm starting to ramble here, but veal is another, forgotten dish. Uh, I don't even see it in restaurants anymore. Maybe 1 out of 10 would have veal on the menu, maybe a veal chop special or something, but veal scallopini are right, believe it or not, they were neck and neck with chicken. You know, you went to a restaurant, you would order veal Marsala before you get a chicken Marsala because it was probably just more popular back in the '70s. That was a big ramble. Is that my man Rice, or did I just see? Hold on. Yeah, there's my man Rice, you looking sexy SOB. That is my man Ricer from Dead Broke Barbecue. I see him on my Facebook page. I'm not seeing any comments coming in over here on, Scotty, are you out there? Leave me a comment, or somebody leave a comment on, Kevin, if you're there, Fast Frank, JB, Wendy, if you're there, leave a comment. I'm not getting comments over there. I'm getting them over here. And if Ricer, if you're still out there, man, I think I'm in the office tomorrow. We'll hook up. And Kenneth, I will be doing that as my wood guy. I will be doing a Lone Star cook coming. So I don't think so hold on, because I don't think I'm getting any is Legion. I'm here. Wendy says I'm here. On okay, yeah, just coming up very slow on StreamYard. We got 40 people from Facebook to thing. and we're already 40 minutes into the night, so we got another 20 minutes to go, man. That is why I like so is my sound still messed up? Colleen is saying my sound is still messed up. Yeah, kitchen professionally, 68 to 78, so you know what it's like, man. No offense, and I look up to pit masters, there's no question about it. She worked, uh, and I'm not talking a backyard pit master, I'm talking a real pit master. Um, to be a pit master, I definitely have the utmost respect, for them dudes, but I'll tell you what, you drop them guys in the kitchen and they're toast. They are toast. They're not gonna have the knowledge to do, uh, what a kitchen puts out on any given night. It is a whole different ballgame. That is one of the reasons, why I love to cook so much is because, recipes, they're so amazing to make. Little garble, Scotty says. I'm gonna have to look into a little distorted. I'm gonna have to look into another mic here. But, yeah, the kitchens is just a whole different ballgame. I'll look into another mic. Yes, a little garbled again. I'm not sure why. It could be my internet. I mean, who knows? And clears up, garbles, clears. I'll go back and listen to the, thing and see if we can come up with something a little different. We did almost all the cooking when I worked in a restaurant using 15-gallon tilting steam kettles. That's interesting, that's interesting. I mean, we had steam tables at the restaurant, but that kept everything warm. All your, stocks would be in the steam table, your veggies would be in a steam table. We would cook probably 10 pounds of rice or more a night, and that would be in a steam cabinet. Pay the dues, you sing the blues. There you go. Fade in and out as you move to the right, okay? So maybe I just need to sit still here and maybe I need to put my, face near the, microphone. I start, Italian, I'm Italian, so I start talking and I start moving around and I'm just peeking over on Facebook real quick. A little garble. I'll have to, see if that clears it up. Large steam table, band room. We had at least 15 pots and buckets keeping them things warm. Yeah, so we had the steam table also, um, for like I said, stocks and shit like that. And there is my, email address. I don't know who is posting it. We appreciate that. I can't see the name. Let me see if I can pop over here and see it. I thought you were Indian. That is my man Ricer. We had a Bangladeshi in the house before. Ricer, he was looking for you. I can't see who posted my For Us on a Budget Guys Best Grill. I can't see who posted my, thing. Where are you at, Ricer? You're on Facebook? And we got another 10 minutes to go, and that is one quick hour. Oh, Scotty posted it, okay. I couldn't see the name, I only saw a Facebook user. Scotty said, "Italians talk, 8 the hands, use the hands, and don't move the body." I know, if you watch my videos, man, it's just sometimes I have to literally try to stop myself because, I just, flying all over the place. Sometimes shooting the edit, they're flying all over the place, my hands. I definitely talk with my hands, there's no doubt about that. So, Jeff Ricer says, "Yeah, on Facebook, reverse searing a tri-tip." There you go. Charles Shaw says, "Hi, Tom. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. You filming that, Ricer, or are you just cooking for the fam?" Better late than never, man. It is always good to see you. That's why we love who you are. I appreciate and, Ricer's doing some B-roll. There you go. Ricer's always doing the B-roll. Are you on the open fire pit or you're in the, Lone Star pellet grill? What are you cooking it on, Jeff? What do I have going on today or this week? I'm actually gonna do a cook since Ricer is, here. I'm actually gonna do a cook that he suggested. Hopefully get that started this week. I'll keep that under wraps though, because I know, Scotty likes to cook what I cook, and he might try to get that in before I do. But that'll be a Ricer dedicated cook, S&S kettle. There you go. The stalker is back. There you go, man. My stalker is back. Alice is not watching. She's messing with the dog. The dog freaks out when I'm on TV. But it is good to see you. Laura, I do believe. He cooks what I cook. I think you cook what I cook, or I cook what you cook. We were talking again too, Scotty. I seem to talk to Scotty a lot. I don't know what's up with that. But, I get a lot of, knowledge or recipe ideas from TikTok. I am doing good, man. I am doing good. Hanging in there, doing the same old, same old. No complaint, no complaint. The, barbecue now is a little bit slow. My channel is still fuddling along, not blowing up, but then staying on the up and up. So I'm not paying for anything to blow up. I tell this story, but I will never drop the names. But I was contacted, and I told Ricer and Scotty, I might even said it here, but I was contacted by a, from India, but it was a person from that region of India, wanting me to, I guess that buy, they, uh, you buy views to supposedly help your channel, but the person name dropped of who used to me. Uh, it's pretty sad, because, it just is sad. That is the ego at work because you have to, the ego is a funny thing, man, and the ego will take you down. Will take you down a path, and we all have them, but we wanna keep the ego in check. And Phil O'Reilly said, "Awesome T-shirt." I appreciate that. Thought I heard Molly come in. Good show. I appreciate that, Tim. I like these. I've gotten a burger and pimento cheese kick. Sounds good. I like these hour shows. When I was doing these livers last week, uh, 2 years ago, going into 2 hours, 2 plus, and it was getting to be Phil's smoking a little spaghetti meat sauce right now. It was getting to be a little bit too much. Um, so I prefer these quick hour shows for sure. You start them, and before you know it, it's been an hour, and I definitely dig that. We get to catch up, see what everybody's doing, talk a little bit of food, and then if you hear me ranting on, I definitely can talk food. If the boy can get his hide off, I'm not sure where that one's coming from. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I'm lost on some of these conversations because I'm jumping over from live large, but I don't care what people do. I get there you go. That is my man. Jeff is that is Jeff Rice. That is Ricer coming in hot, coming in hot. Skinning a beaver. Gotcha. Sean says, "Great channel, Tommy. Thanks for all the content. Certainly helps us noob UK in the house. And my email is always available, Sean. If you ever have any questions, feel free to hit me up as we are getting ready to say goodnight, I guess. Evercool on Primo XL thoughts. I have not. I have not. I'm guessing that is a grill. And there is my email up there if you have any questions. Like I said, like I put up on the screen, I'm curious to see how that Halo pellet grill smokes. The best pellet grill you could buy by far is the Lone Star. It is going to lay down smoke, light blue smoke. You're going to think you're on an offset. It doesn't quite match an offset. It is just crazy, and I'm hoping that and look, we all know that smoke is not the main thing when you're cooking a pellet grill because you're really not supposed to see the smoke. I mean, it is supposed to stay pretty hidden and just into the food, but the Lone Star just does it different, man. It just lays down the smoke. Think you're on you think you're on I lost my train of thought because I'm reading over here, an offset. And, I'm hoping that the Halo, uh, pellet grill is a little bit of a step up from your pit bosses and your Z's and the, other store purchased brands. So we will see on that. The Sunday Live back regularly. Yeah, definitely, man. I'm into it, and we'll take this right up to the winter, right to Christmas. Okay, so no, I have never used that Primo XL, never used it. You can't beat that 1050, man. Can't beat that 1050. Yeah, it's tough. The ego's tough. I spent a good 2 years studying the ego. I'm reading Ricer offset to me always tastes better, but I don't have the time to run one all the time. Live large, but I don't care what people do. I get bored with ego. Yeah, egos are tough. When I was meditating daily and following Abraham Hicks, Um, Studied the ego for a good year or 2. And we all, like I said, we all have egos, but there are some people that just need to win, and they will do it even if they pay to do it. They're gonna do it because their ego wants them to do it. I appreciate that, Bat, and yes, you were the first on the grill. Oh, whoever Summit Kamado is coming soon to my back grill. Is that a Weber Summit Kamado made in China? I think 250 is a lot better with less money. People say yeah, people say no. I say go for it. If you got the money, it's like, I'll close on this. But, I bought a truck, spent more money on the truck than I would ever spend on a vehicle, way over my head price-wise, but I made some money on my other truck, and I had 20K to put down, so I bought the truck, and like I said, it's a Lariat, 2021, so people know they know the price, and after I got the truck, what did I do? I saved money and put a $7,000 stereo system in, and then what did I do after that? I lifted it, put 3,000 worth of rims and tires in it, and now, mind you, I already spent way over my head, so I'm bringing that up because people get so bent out of shape with people buying the Masterbuilt 1050 and then, now they're like, "You don't need to," and, you don't need to, but that's what people do, man, people do that, so I got mine's modded, I think it helps, um, but if I couldn't afford it, I wouldn't do it, and again, you've got the 1050 is the best pit under $1,000 still this day, it'll outsmoke any pellet grill, maybe the Lone Star will give it a run, I don't even know, the 1050 is hard to beat, 1050 is hard still, after 2.5, 3 years, it is still hard to beat. Parts are assembled in Chicago, but made in China. I did some chicken legs and country style ribs at my Acorn Kimono today. Damn good at tasting food, cheap cooker. Can't beat that, man. The Acorn Kimono, nothing wrong with that. Oh, it's a subject of food, but you're lighted. Very nice. I appreciate that, man. And one day I'm gonna do a video on that because I spent a lot of time, building that thing. And hold on while I adjust my camera. So that thing in the background holds holds all my battery cables. You see it changing colors on top there? That actually houses all my cables. So when I charge my batteries for all my, camera equipment and stuff, all the wires are headed and my cell phones, all the wires are headed behind that grill that you see, that pegboard. That is a little pegboard, and everything is hidden behind that pegboard, and, I get to hang I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see what I'm pointing at, but I get to hang there stuff there, um, and that thing is pretty cool, man, because anybody who has done this with 2 cameras, 3 cameras, this, that, and the other, there and cell phones, there's wires everywhere in my office, so everything is nice and neat. So that is pretty cool, and I think we are done. Let me just peek through, say goodbyes, and we will get out of here. I'm not rambling, it is 7:01, works great without any mods. Below you go. Thank you, good show. Appreciate you popping in. China is made in Chicago. There you go. My, man, Scotty, he is a huge Weber guy, and maybe that is a little ego, but it is hard for Scotty to swallow that Weber is no longer made in this country. Are they still top of the line in a gasser, in the kettle? They probably are, but are they Weber of the '70s and '80s gassers? They definitely are not. They will not last like like the old Webers would. But then again, nothing lasts like the old Webers did. My fine china is made in Corning, New York. There you go. That's a good one, man. That is a good one. That is a good one. And we are all done with Robert from Phoenix. We are checking out my man, Avatar 1047. We gotta change that name because it screws me up all the time. I appreciate you popping in. And my pad is just gonna get up and stretch. Everyone have a great week, Wendy. I appreciate you popping in every week, week after week. I will look into my mic and see if I can figure out why it was, dropping out. I had a Weber when I bought my house here, and my neighbor, I said, "Why don't you just get a Weber? Done with it." So my Weber, I rebuilt it. I had it. My father bought it for me. I had it for like 15 years. They went through three grills in 7 years. Why my Weber still, if the kid that I sold it to took half care of it, it's still going today. That is a Weber from 1990. That is the old red. And remember the red orange Weber? That was the classic Weber in the '90s. Glad I caught the end. Hopefully, I'll get an earlier next time. Night all. I appreciate you. There is my email if anybody wants anything. Peace, love, and Bobby Sherman to you, my friend. I have a lot of Weber oldest 58. There you go. We'll leave it at that with Scotty with his older Weber. Jeff says later, Tommy, time for the jingle, brother. Good night, North Dakota. Good night, all. And that is it, man. We are going to close out this. We will close it out with here's my man, Uncle Steve, checking in. We are going to say hello, Uncle Steve, and we are going to say good night, Uncle Steve. So, look, man, I appreciate all you guys for checking in. Maybe we'll do a little Uncle Steve giveaway next week. We got a lot of viewers in here who ask about Uncle Steve all the time. Maybe we will set up some type of little rub giveaway for next week's show. And I did get all those sauces, Steve. I appreciate that. I don't think I ever reached out to you to tell you thanks, but tell you now thanks. And that is my favorite sauce. Period. I am not a big barbecue sauce guy because a lot of them just have too much sugar for me. But quick plug, man, if you didn't never try the Uncle Steve, the sauce with no name, you definitely want to grab a bottle, and maybe we would do a giveaway for next week's show, because it is killer, man. This is by far the best sauce. I mean, he sent me like 4 or 5 jugs last year, maybe, and they're gone. They're gonna drink that stuff. So, all right, that's it, man. We are going to close out of this one. We will set up a giveaway for the viewers. We will try to get that next week. I appreciate you all again. We ran 5 minutes late. I want you all to have a great week, great upcoming week. And if you have any questions, like always, just feel free to reach out to the channel. And until next time, we will see you soon.